What is going on, everyone? Happy Thursday. Thank you all so much again for your continued support to keep tuning back on for these daily recaps we post here. And let's jump right into another little one. So, as you guys can see from the thumbnail today, I did decide to take a step back, just like I will be doing tomorrow too. And I did decide to paper trade because I started off this week, as you all know, doing pretty horrible, right? I was down over 6%. I was using 5K, so I was down already over $300 on the week, and I definitely did not want to put any more my capital at risk. So I decided that the best thing for me to do would be to paper trade. And once again, if any of you don't know what that is, paper trading is basically a way you can simulate how it would be like to trade it with real money in the market. Everything looks the exact same, all these charts and everything like that. And what you can do is basically just take trades with fake money, right? Paper money, that's what they call it. And yeah, you get the practice of just seeing how you would have done on a day, if you really are disciplined with it and cut the trades where you realistically would, or just try a different strategy or something like that. Paper money is kind of the place to do it, right? Because you're not putting any actual capital at risk. And some people might think that paper trading isn't the best because it kind of gets rid of some emotions that people may deal with when they put their actual money on the line. So just be aware of that. But for the most part, if you stay disciplined with it, it could be a very, very valuable tool that could save you just a lot of money up front, just off of learning and trying out different things without it costing you. So yeah, definitely very valuable thing. And how do you know I'm paper trading? On the top left here, it says simulated trading PM, that stands for paper money. So yeah, definitely not real. If you check out my videos Monday through Wednesday on the week, it's gonna be green here saying real-time data. That's how you could tell. So today I was fortunately able to finish off green on the day. I was up just under $70 on the day, and I only traded SQs today. And as you guys can see, I didn't follow what I've been telling you guys I tried out earlier this week, and I've been sending only a few trades. That's what I did Monday to Wednesday without averaging up, because I just don't like averaging up. I feel like it never does me the best, but I definitely paid the price for it. And what did I learn from that this week is that it's pretty hard to manage risk, especially if you take multiple red trades back to back to back, all with, just buying in originally with your full amount of money and not basically reducing risk anyway, trying to buy in with only like a quarter of your position size or something like that. So today, that's what I tried doing different. That's why I have more orders. I would buy in within tiny little increments, and ultimately I ended up selling everything after being in the trade for a while, right? I sold everything right around 10:07 in the morning, and my first trade was around 7:09 in the morning. So I just want to go ahead and walk through with you guys what did I do different today that allowed me to end green. So right around here, it was 6:30 in the morning when the market opened up. It was kind of trending right under this middle VWAP here, this purple line. And as you guys can see, the pattern heading into the market open was that the Nasdaq was showing signs of a descending pattern because it was trending below this middle VWAP here and the bottom VWAP here, kind of basically making these lower highs, right? The highs it had here couldn't push higher than it previously did anywhere here, and the lows, as you can see, did obviously start being a good significant amount lower. So given that, the market opened up right around here at 6:30 in the morning, and obviously decided to start validating this pattern again. It started to downtrend. So I didn't take my first position today on the day until 7:09 in the morning. I made sure to only buy with a light amount because I have been getting burned all week, just like I said, sending my full position. So there is definitely some type of value in averaging up in increments because you can minimize your risk that much better. So that's what I definitely look to do. And when I saw that the Nasdaq hit the bottom VWAP and pushed back up to this EMA line here, I saw it was showing signs of some struggle. It didn't want to keep rallying. And on top of that, I just did my part to really make sure today what I did different than the other days was I'm making sure to go with the direction on the day. I kept trying to find myself trying to find the bottom of these plays near the top VWAP or bottom VWAP. And ultimately, it shouldn't be a big shocker that I kept getting wrecked, right? because it's so much harder to make money when you're trading against direction on a day, right? Anytime I would always buy in looking to find the bottom. It might go my way a little bit, but ultimately just to end up going back up higher and flushing me out from where I was. So kept trying to find the bottom, and I kept paying the price for it because I'm trying to trade against the direction on the day, which is just a lot harder to do. So it's basically like a YouTuber I saw, and a good way he put it was, it's basically like if you're trying to swim upstream and you're going against the current on a day, it's going to be so much harder to get anywhere, be productive, right? Whereas if you allow yourself to swim with the current of the water or anything like that, it would obviously be so much easier than to start moving. And yeah, that's the type of analogy I always use when I try looking at that through the lens of trading. And that's definitely something I saw today that I wanted to do. I want to make sure I'm going with the direction on the day, and it shouldn't be a shocker that, it was the only day so far this week I've ended green. So I decided to buy in when it was struggling right around here below this blue EMA line. And the reason for that was because I saw potential for it to keep validating this pattern of lower highs and lower lows. And on top of that, if you pay attention, anytime it approached this blue EMA line, it would consistently keep selling off. So even after this big sell-off it had right here, hit the bottom VWAP, pushes up a little, and that's where I decided to start sending my position. And as it started falling, as you guys can see just looking at my timestamps, I do start buying in more with 8 shares every time and just averaging up in increments. I would even average up when NQ started going south for me a bit. Let's say it started falling, I would buy in, and it started pushing up. I would still look to buy some shares at these bit of higher prices than where, I was picking them up at, and I was fine with that because I was buying in with such little increments that even a push, to like the break above the middle VWAP to break this type of trend, I can do my part in managing my risk and cutting it without sweating so much, that I'm fully invested in or anything like that. So even when it started pushing up and even I started going a little red on my trade, I would buy some shares thinking ultimately it could still validate this pattern, right? Just because it started pushing up here doesn't mean there's a breakup pattern. It's still trending below this middle VWAP here, this purple line, and the bottom VWAP. So I just did my part in going with direction on the day. And ultimately, as I bought some more, I ended up selling everything right around here at 10:07 in the morning. So I did sell a little early. I sold when it ended up coming back down and made kind of new lows right around here at 10:07 when it approached this previous low, because it has bounced here before, and I want to do my part in kind of managing my or locking in profits when I think it's a smart area to do so. And if it previously bounced there, then obviously why wouldn't it be? So I locked in the majority of my position, and then I think I let the other like 2 or 3 shares run for a tiny little bit, but ended up selling. I didn't take part in this whole other little bit of a sell-off, but obviously that would have been beautiful. But like I just said, it's definitely not the best habit to get to try and milk every trade. No one really knows exactly when the top or bottom of a play is going to be, so do your part in just securing the profits when you find that it's just a smart area where it could potentially bounce. Because if you got very greedy and didn't end up selling down here, obviously the Nasdaq did end up having a nice little rally back to kind of around 11,260s, this type of area. So yeah, wouldn't have been the dumbest idea to lock in profits, especially given how much it sold off, right? But if we look at the Nasdaq in the different time frames, when I was looking at this a bit earlier, this really clarified to me how you could see why it would be kind of in your best interest to always go with direction on a day. Like this was the 28th, so this was yesterday. There was a big rally, and when the market opened up here at 6:30, obviously the Nasdaq was showing signs of an uptrend, right? It started to trend above the middle VWAP, this SMA line here, and the top VWAP. So once it started rallying, if you decided to go with the day, obviously with the direction on the day, look at the play that TQs ended up having. It was absolutely ridiculous. And vice versa the day before that even, right? This is Tuesday or Monday. As you can see, when the market opened up for the Nasdaq, it started to show signs of wanting to fall. And then the whole rest of the day just had a nice little aggressive fall for a nice play on SQ. So just keep that in mind. It is a lot easier to have trades go your way when the whole market direction is also headed in your favor. So yeah, thank you guys all so much. It's been another little recap. Thank you all for tuning back in. Even though this is just paper money, I still find a lot of value in making these types of videos for you, and I hope you guys find some value as well. Alright guys, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.